Good morning and welcome to Phil's Gang YouTube channel and Phil's Gang National Radio Show. Okay, so we are seeing Powell making a fool out of himself. Maybe I got that wrong. We're catching him doing something that's making him look like a fool. He's working with Wall Street to push the market up to get this Christmas rally, to work with them to get these damn Christmas bonuses, which is screwing everything up. Let me explain what I mean. But first, while we're doing this, and if you like what we're doing, please hit subscribe, like, and share. We'd really appreciate it. And also, anytime during this presentation, you can join my gang, philsgang.com. For 10 days, it's free, and you'll learn how to invest in stocks properly. Not all this nonsense. And you learn how to make money when the market's going down, like it's going down now. People keep asking that, why is the market going down? Well, because the dollar's going down. Remember, the market, more often than not, always follows the dollar. And remember, as long as you're fighting inflation and raising rates, the dollar likes that. So when you're fighting inflation and you're raising rates, the dollar gets strong. That's a good thing. That helps us, okay, to fight off inflation. But what did he do? Well, he told us last week that, wait a minute, inflation's peaked. Automobiles are less money, housing's less money, gasoline's less money. And like I told you the other day, that's not true. Inflation comes from other places than gasoline and food and so forth. In fact, the reason why gasoline and food and home prices are all going down, backing off a little bit, because people are tapped out. I told you the other day about how much they pulled out of their homes. They increased the amount of money through refis that they're pulling out to go spend by 65%. That's more than they pulled out in 2008 crash. But let's get back to this inflation. So what is causing the inflation is still the supply problem we're having. Now remember, the Federal Reserve can't fix the supply problem by raising and lowering rates, coming up with some policy. You need to have a bright guy handling it, figuring it out. You need a businessman, someone who has great experience, okay, in moving goods. But who do they put in charge? An idiot. Buttigieg. This guy can't move a toothbrush. He doesn't even know what the hell he's doing. When he was running his little town, he couldn't even run a $350,000 budget. Now he's got like an $80 million budget. Are you kidding me? Or $80 billion budget. So he's not the guy that can solve the problem of moving goods. So, and we got a big problem still. It's gotten better, but not because of him. It's been, 2 years now. So, and when you can't move those goods, people start, buying stuff. I'll give you an example myself. I've always been a big fan of Tommy Bahama's aftershave. I've been buying it for years and years. Can't get it. No. Because why? Well, I guess because the ports are clogged up. They can't get truck drivers once the ships come over. That's made in China, by the way. When they ship the stuff over here, and let's say to California, they put it on the dock. There's no truck drivers to move it around. So we still have the same problem. Now, yes, it's less than it was, but still there. So even myself, I went out and I bought 10 of these things. 10 containers of aftershave. So I paid more money up front, okay, which looks like sales are really good, but they're not. You're pulling forward sales back. And that still creates inflation. So you still get inflation from the demand side and the supply side, unless you have somebody smart, and Buttigieg is as dumb as they come, okay? Are you kidding me? He wouldn't know a truck if he tripped over it. I mean, this guy's an idiot. That's who they got in charge. So when Powell tries to take parking space in our head, telling us, oh, gee, prices of cars are going down. Would you ever think that people don't have the money to buy a car? that their credit's tapped out. Gee, apparel's going down. Clothing. Well, did you ever think that people don't have any more money to go buy clothing? Their credit cards are tapped, and they are. So the market has been coming down because Powell has either misread what he's doing or misread inflation, that it can come from other areas like the supply side and demand side being screwed up. I don't understand how he could do that. He's not that stupid. And therefore he turns around and tells everybody, well, I think I'm going to lower rates now. Are you kidding me? What are you, nuts? Lower rates? And you saw the reaction. The dollar went down. And when the dollar goes down, remember, the market goes down. It always follows the dollar. So, and we got some real serious problems I talked about in my radio show yesterday. We still have the repo market where all the credit could freeze up overnight. It did in September. They had to print $750 billion overnight to unfreeze the credit so the banks could loan to each other, so your bank could loan to you. That can happen again any moment. Matter of fact, yesterday I was talking on the air about derivatives and how dangerous they are. And there's 80 trillion in derivatives out there. And remember that derivative market, a big fancy name for you got a bunch of gangsters, an exclusive group of gangsters who trade options, okay? Trade options. And they and they trade it behind these options, okay, behind closed doors. And they it's very secretive. There's no transparency. Nobody knows that and remember, about 32 to 40% of the profits for the big investment banks like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan come from these derivatives, and there's no control, no transparency, don't know where the money is. They don't put out, you can't find on their balance sheet how much they've been trading derivatives. Everything's secret. And remember, it almost destroyed not only our economy in 2008, but our republic. I mean, you think inflation could destroy your republic? Boy, let me tell you, when you have these derivatives out there trading all these options and all this other stuff, man, I mean, that can be a real nightmare because you got a group of gangsters that all of a sudden they won't even honor each other's trades. And that's what happened. So we got that sitting out there. We got the repo problem sitting out there. We got Powell doesn't understand the difference between inflation and not inflation. So this is all coming together at the worst time while inflation is still going up. We should be raising rates, not cutting them back. So this is a great opportunity, okay, while he's trying to push the market up. Remember, we've been making money here at Phil's Gang because we've been buying stocks. But we're also waiting for this thing to collapse so we can short the same stocks we bought. At the banks, for example, they're just starting to fall apart, the banks. We made 15, 20% returns on our banks buying them. Now we're going to make 15, 20% on our banks going down, shorting them. See, and that's what you need to do in the market. You got to be in a position when the market goes down, you're making money, as well as when the market goes up. If you're in a position, all you got to sit there and hope the market goes up, called the hope mode, you're screwed. So join my gang for 10 days. Check it out. It's free, and learn how to sell short. So that's about it. So we're going to have some volatility in gold, but gold is still going to be up. So that dollar keeps coming down, and he's going to crush the dollar. No question about it. The dollar's going to get worse and worse because he's not raising rates. Now think about that. The dollar's going to get worse and worse because he's not raising rates. So what do you buy? Gold. And we've been doing terrific with our gold stocks too. So we're doing terrific buying gold. We did terrific buying banks. Now we're turning around and shorting the banks. I want to get you in that same position. So check it out. That's about it. So that's my report, and I'll keep doing this during this crisis, and where you can get the truth and know what's going on. You're not going to get that from anybody else. Okay, especially the fake business news networks. Are you kidding me? Are you nuts? You think they're going to tell you the truth? Fox or CNBC? That's about it. I'll see you on the charts. Join my gang, philsgang.com.